Hello indie game fans! January had a bunch of good games, nothing on the scale of a Slay the Spire like we did last year, but good ones nonetheless. So here are the top 10 best indie games of the month, starting with Journey to the Savage Planet. This bright, beautiful, colourful and comedic first-person exploration game has you exploring an alien planet, cataloguing its flora and fauna to determine if it is fit for human habitation, all on behalf of the 4th best interstellar space exploration company. As such, your equipment is not top of the line, and naturally, shenanigans ensue. I was pleasantly surprised to find out that this has straight up Metroidvania elements in terms of traversal abilities and locked ability gates, and overall is quite the well-made title. Typhoon Studios is a 27-person strong team and was recently acquired by Google Stadia, so perhaps not all that indie, hence the asterisks, but for a relatively small team to make a game like this is pretty impressive. I was never huge into the cinematic platformer like Flashback or Prince of Persia, perhaps because of how deliberate they felt, but having played Ministry of Broadcast, my opinion has changed, but then again, that may be due to my age. Playing as a father, separated from his family by the wall within an Orwellian society, you take part in a game show in hopes of winning your freedom by any means necessary. You are not Mario, which means no unrealistic jump height of many multiples of your own height, and there are very methodical and deliberate actions such as climbing up boxes or hanging off ledges. The pixel art is pretty nice, similar to the low detail style of something like Super Brothers, so on both the mechanical design and visuals, this was a nice surprise. Coffee Talk is basically Valhalla, but taking place in a high fantasy urban setting where elves, werewolves, mermaids, and everything in between come in to patronize your coffee shop, which only opens at midnight. It is a narrative-focused story about getting to know your customers and just feels super cozy, just like sitting in a coffee shop on a rainy afternoon. However, some valid criticism is that the coffee making part of the experience doesn't feel as integral, and some of the characters don't feel that interesting, but good art and a pleasant game overall.
Can you hear me? The shadows are dangerous. Stay away from the shadows. An escape plan is in development. Think the floor is lava, just with shadows that absorb organic material.
This one is a nice surprise since Lightmatter is a first-person puzzle game taking place in the Black Mesa Light facility where shadows kill. Of course, it will be compared to Portal and the Talos Principle, all of which are first-person puzzle games, and I have to say that it does live up to the hype, at least a little bit. Free to try as well, with the full version being a DLC add-on, so why not give it a shot?
My security manager, James, doesn't know who you are, but I do.
Nana's Inception is a procedurally generated action-adventure title where the hero of legend, the purported savior of the world, is dead, and you, as his trainer, need to pick up the slack. This allows you to switch between two art styles, and there is a glitch element to the game as well, since something is not quite right. Definitely one for Zelda fans, with its own twist on things, which makes it worth a play. Just a quick note, if you are new here and enjoyed the video so far, be sure to subscribe and check out the Discord channel while you are at it. Here's to more indie gaming coverage, so back to the video. Mortal Glory was a very pleasant surprise for me in January, since this is a turn-based tactics game where you recruit, train and equip various gladiators and compete in a tournament for glory. There are various champions from vampires, werewolves, minotaurs, orcs and more, each with their own strengths and weaknesses, where combat takes place on a square grid with action points and attacking range determining your options. In between runs, there are random events which shows you the chance of success, such as an 80% chance to reduce the opposing team's health by sabotaging them in the tavern the night before. It is run-based with some roguelike elements, but some have criticized the punishing RNG and the difficulty. However, me being me, I really do like the character sprites, and the tactics system does have its share of complexity as well. Being a fan of Metroidvanias, of course Bookbound Brigade makes the list. Journey through literary history as our band of heroes comprising of King Arthur, Robin Hood, Count Dracula, and even Sun Wukong journey to recover the lost pages of the Book of Books and to stop the villain at the heart of it all. Your party of characters can have different formations and learn new traversal abilities, allowing them to access new areas with some interesting boss battles and combat as well. Other characters that you will encounter include figures from fiction and history, such as Joan of Arc or Da Vinci, so a real hidden gem of the month which more people should play. The Pedestrian is a puzzle platformer where you play as a stick figure, commonly seen in signages, and you have to puzzle and platform your way through multiple levels. The main puzzle mechanic is that you need to arrange the various signs in the level, connecting doors and ladders to allow you to complete the level. But what was most appealing to me was the mixture of the 2D levels and the 3D everyday environments. While not mind-blowingly gorgeous, the contrast was quite nice indeed, with a suitably upbeat soundtrack to go along as well. The completion of the story of Kentucky Route Zero finally got many people, including me, to give it a shot, and wow, I have to say, the world built is fascinating and well worth experiencing. Playing as a delivery driver, searching for his destination which can't be found, only to then realize that he must take Route Zero, an otherworldly highway in the caves below Kentucky. This is an adventure game through and through, as you look and collect items, talk to people, and choose your dialogue options. However, there is something not quite right with the world, where you could be speaking to a group of people underground, walk away and return, only to find that all hints of their existence have been wiped away. So a little bit spooky, but not that scary per se. If you are like me and adventure games are not usually a thing, trust me and give this a shot. Absolutely beautiful game as well. When it comes to game design and critique, something often brought up is game feel, a combination of the controls, visuals and feedback that the player gets, and Super Crush KO does nail it on the head. Fighting through waves of robots as you try to get your cat back, chaining together uppercuts and laser shots while deftly dodging through attacks. I have to say that the action platformer is a genre which I am very familiar with, so for it to feel this good and intuitive is an achievement. The ever-present high score chase is there as you chain together all manners of attacks, and getting that S rank feels great as usual, taking the #1 spot. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, share and subscribe. Check out the recommended playlist or the best pick for you, and I will see you after the jump.